So welcome students. So in this question you're given that you have a sector of angle 75 degrees and this sector is rotating in steps of 75 degrees. So if that is so, after how many minimum number of rotations will the sector come to its original position? After how many rotations will the sector come to its original position? Let us assume that you have a ray and the ray is rotating by an angle of 75 degrees. So if it goes on rotating by an angle of 75 degrees, obviously 75 is not a complete multiple of 360. So in one rotation it does not come back to its original position. So if you have in the same question, if the sector is of 60 degrees, after one complete rotation it comes back to its original position because 60 is a multiple of 360. But 75 is not a multiple of 360. So we need to find after how many rotations will the sector come back to its original position. So if the sector has to come back to its original position, so the number of steps, assume that it takes n steps. So the number of steps should be a multiple of 360 degrees because one complete rotation is 360 degrees. So how many times 75 will give you 360, a multiple of 360 degrees, because if it completes a multiple of 360 degrees, then you can get back to its original position. So 75 times n has to be equal to 360 times k, where n and k are integers. So let us try to see the prime factorization of these two. 75 is nothing but 5 square into 3 into n should be equal to 360 is nothing but 6 square into 10, that is 2 square into 3 square into 2 into 5, that is 2 cube into 3 square into 5k. So now 5, 1 5 and 1 5 gets cancelled, 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So effectively 5 times n has to be equal to 2 cube times 3 times k. So now what are the minimum values of n and k? What are the least values of n and k, so that this equation works? For n to be an integer and k also should be an integer. So to get the minimum value, because you can see on this side you have only 2s and 3s, but on this side you have a 5. So k should have at least a 5 here. K should have at least a 5 here. And once k is 5, n should be at least 2 cube into 3. So these are the minimum values of n and k which are possible. So if n is equal to 10, this should be 2 power 4 into 3, so on. So k should have at least a 5 in it in the prime factorization, and n should have at least 2 cube into 3 in its prime factorization. So the number of steps that is n, the number of steps that this sector has to take is nothing but 2 cube into 3, that is 24 steps. So after 24 steps it comes back to its original position, and within these 24 steps how many rotations are happening? I have 5 rotations. So after 5 rotations it comes back to its original position, and to do those 5 rotations the sector has to move 24 times through an angle of 75 degrees.